Hello everyone. In this video, we shall be exploring the control panel aspect of the cashier map. In this control panel, once a client inputs, they are used number and the password. The client will be able to change the company's information, and also, Kin will be able to update the menu, which is in my case it might say in restaurant, and also add relevant tax and wet types and credit cards which can be accepted for the customer while checking out. So let's explore the options one by one. So as we can see in my previous video, I had received a mail from Kashmir app describing my login credentials to access the control panel link. So once I click on it, so I'll be inputting the details that I've been receiving. And since this was my password creation for my account, I'm going to press the sign in option. So this is the dashboard with which I can access all the various action, and navigate through the home tab the settings, the inputs and the reports which I'll be able to generate for my particular restaurant database. So in this whole tab we can see the dashboard shows the overall number of sales invoices, which has been incorporated since the initiation of this cashier map. So, where we'll be able to do here is have a brief overall picture of the cashier map application as England has been used by the client side. When we go to the settings, there are many subdivisions which we can click on each of the item and incorporate the details as required. For example, my company name, since it's my Zain restaurant is my name of the company on a restaurant, I'll be able to input what all the details that I can, and also the name that's a, which is a restaurant, the city name, with which it is there, the phone number, the decimal digit is about, how much will be willing to allow, the significance of the overall billing, which will be shown in the next videos, the currencying, which since my business is an Indian, so I'll be using the Indian currency, and this email, as you can see, it is plotted out with darker grey shape. It indicates that this is unchangeable, because with this email address I've been able to incorporate my cash in my registration, free trial, the tax number, the calculating wet method with price, since when the wet date will be applicable, and the class type of the wired. Now moving down we can see various other options, which we can either activate or deactivate accordingly. So since I do not want to use my barcode, I'll be able to deactivate this as required, but the various other options, which I would like to incorporate in my sales report, I can easily able to do it. Now when we go to the type of assigned points sale of user, we can be able, if I'm the admin, I can be able to assign who will be able to use and interface the cashier map accordingly. So since I've created one for myself, I'll be able to use this for the particular restaurant, because since I'm the admin I can make the changes as required. The point of sale is another data, where I'll be able to delegate certain features there's of using the cashier map, to the concerned persons within the restaurant on my employee. Granted that they will be given special privileges as and when required, by the customer itself. Moving on, this is the screen privilege. This again is out about the employee, which I'll be able to incorporate since I'm the admin. I'm be given all the company. I'll be able to add or change or edit any of the information of the company as required, as I deem fit basically. So these are the type of options that we can navigate thoroughly and see which can be implemented as inventory. Quiet weather customers, preferences. Now, coming back to the new point of sale which I have created, as an admin I can choose, for example in this case the employee number 1 in my restaurant, to access or edit, or not edit any of the information which have already granted permission to myself. So this entails that there is a level of security and privacy to the settings that Kashmir it gives to the admin users. Of course these are the downloading configuration links for the customer, to do that at their Android 11 version tabs and systems. They're both available in the iOS and the Place to Google Play Store. Now when we go back to the inputs, we start off by naming the branch name and the relevant actions, which can be given as active on inactive here. So since the branch is running and it's in function, I'll be able to put that as an active, and under the user tab, I'll be putting my name, and where admin and Abdullah, which I haven't created as another two new users point of sale. I'll be able to incorporate their names as well and give them the permission as required as I've been changing the input. Now coming back to the unit which we're talking about. Gobi maturity or biryani, or it could be a pasta. We need literally to act quantity to that unit code, and we will be able to see this the same when we are trying to check out when the customer order is the same. So every plate will be named as quantity. So one quantity of biryani, one quantity, or any other it could be if there is any other. If you are trying to sell a milkshake of particular 300 ml, we can incorporate those unit codes and unit items as in, when required by the employee himself or even the admin for that matter. Item groups is another feature in the cashier menu. Will be able to group simultaneously different types of items under one heading. So when I'm saying rice items, I will be able to incorporate different types of biryani, which my customer, my restaurant is offering, along with that other type of boiled rice or white rice or zero rice for that matter. Okay, the same goes for the gravy items. Because I do not want anything, the gravy items will incorporate only the girly items, which my restaurant is preparing, right from mutton gravy to chicken gravy, etc. But these are the different restaurant, and it will make it easier for me to check out, giving the customer's order, and of course the creation of the menu itself. As you can see, I have created my special chicken biryani. If I were to create a new item, for example, I will have to incorporate the item code name, as which I can save for say 56 and put a double 0 plus is to give you an example, since it comes under the right items. I'll be able to incorporate that into the rice item. Item special 0 plus is to give you an example, since it comes under the right items. I'll be able to incorporate that into the rice item group. And this will give a item core of 56 already for my checkout back countered. The packet size could be anything, it could be 1 packet, or 2, so I'm gonna just put 1, and the price, let's say I'm selling it for 100 rupees. The barcode is inactivated for me, so quite not to activate the barcode here and the unit, since it's a quantity. I'll say 1 packet size 1 quantity. There's another option where I can upload an image if I should choose to, but since I do not have one, I just leave it at that in the main unit and the sale unit. So since I've been activating this, I can be able to easily check out at the counter when the customer's ordering for the same. So once I click on this OK button and save guess, we have already 56. So since the error was showing that there was a 56 error, because the item of 56 hours it existing, I will be trying 156, so this should be able to save accordingly. The operation is done successfully. So likewise, I can create innumerable items of different versions of different item group names. And at the same time, I can remove and also add more items accordingly, as an end my customer is wanting it. Credit card types. These are the type of credit cards that I can say that we will be able to accept in the customer base, right, starting from the past card. Visa. I've also incorporated the UPI, GPay, PhonePe, or it could be anything else. This is just like a reference number, with which if there is a choice for the customer to pay multiple ways of settling down an account, for example if the customer always 200 rupees and he chooses to pay 100 rupees by cash, pay 100 rupees by cash and the harder 100 by Visa card, or MasterCard, we can easily incorporate this options while checking out so that it becomes easier for the say point of sale person to easily settle the amount, which has been over the customer, the Watending which has been over the customer, the Watending which has been. In my case this active, at the inactive button, that type name, you can incorporate the amount of GST that you're charging for checkout, and this will incorporate into the final building details, with which you can easily add and show in the electronic invoice for the building. Coming back to the reports tab, we have the sales reports, we have the return sales reports, item reports, credit card reports. These show basically the amount of sales that have been generating in the customers, right from the data, right from the type, the week, right from the month to right from the year. But mind you that this only is possible when you the date and time, when the trial version actually begins. So if I were to check the sales of today, I would have to input the date of today and by the end of today's, so I will be able to generate all the details of the billing. Here that will help me to understand how much my sales are happening, and also will be able to compare how my previous's have been functioning compared to today's date. So likewise we have the item reports, which particular item is being sold more frequently, versus the which is not being so frequently. That will give me an analysis of what are the fast moving items versus the slow moving items. This is the total collected tax. The total collected tax, this report again like we discussed in my previous settings. I have inactivated the web, but for those who have activated the web, they can easily see a detailed report of amount of taxes collected per billing by the customer itself. And also again we have the another auto total online amount report. Well, the customer has paid the settle the amount, while online transactions, and also again, we have another one where the total cash amount again, the customer chooses to settle the billing by a cash method, we can be able to easily access this particular report. So that's it for now. Thank you.